Joining me now is Rhee, the sometimes controversial former head of the D.C. school system. She now runs StudentsFirst, an organization focusing on changing public education in America. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So you are leading an education effort based on the Olympics and America's need to do better on the world stage. I want to take a look at one of your ads and then talk more about this.
Now we're going to really see if the U.S. can keep up with the rest of the world.
I like his approach, but he doesn't seem to have any idea of how to get over that hurdle. It looks like he's just dancing around the problem.
And now it looks like he's just going to wing it.
Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
The sad truth? This is our education system, and it can't compete with the rest of the world. We need reform now.
I read the article in which you'd written about sort of comparing our education system to the Olympics and the effort that we put into each. It was really a fascinating read, but you point to a new Harvard study that ranks the U.S. 25th internationally on education. What do you think it is that we need to improve?
Well, you know, if you look at what's going on with the Olympics right now, I mean, my daughters and I have been glued to the TV watching Gabby Douglas. My husband is now excited about gymnastics. It gives Americans an incredible sense of pride and patriotism to see our young people out there competing against the best in the world and winning and being #1. The problem is that people don't understand where we stand right now in international rankings on academics. We are behind countries like Hungary and Luxembourg. I mean, can you imagine if we were behind Hungary in the Olympic count? Well, there are various reasons for why our education system is the way that it is. You can't point to any one thing that is causing that, but there are lots of things that we can look towards to determine how we can actually get out of this. So the first thing is that we need a high-quality, effective teacher in every single classroom in front of every single child every day. Because what we know, based on the research, is that teachers are the one in-school factor that have the greatest impact on how kids do. We need to have more choices for families. We can never have a family feeling like they are trapped in a failing school. And we really need to look at how we're spending our taxpayer dollars on education. We have more than doubled, almost tripled the amount of money that we're spending per child on public education in this country over the last couple of decades, and yet the results have gotten worse.
Let me ask you about this, something that some schools are trying. It's called flipping. And it's where it allows a student to watch a video lecture at home, and then they actually do their homework at school more one-on-one with the teacher. And some teachers say that that's actually working. What do you make of that idea? Do you like it?
Well, I think that we should be looking towards all kinds of solutions and strategies right now to really flip what is happening with the academic achievement levels of our kids. This kind of a strategy is very interesting to me because what it's saying is instead of the teacher just standing up and delivering the material and then having the kids go home and try to do their homework and struggling through that, have them watch the lesson at home online, and then when they come into school and they really have to work on those problems on their own, that they have some guidance and some resources from the instructors in the classroom who can help them work through a problem.
But does
I think it makes good sense to try those kinds of things out and see what kinds of results that they produce.
I guess the concern for some, certainly for those families who can't afford a computer at home and some of the other items that you would need to watch those video lectures at home, does that put, you know, the families who aren't so well off at a disadvantage?
Well, those families are already at a disadvantage now. I think that it's incumbent on the school districts and our states to try to figure out whether we can provide those kinds of technological tools to every single child, regardless of where they live. We have a very significant digital divide in this country. We can't allow kids who have more resources to do better academically, and those who are worse off to be lower performing. And so that's part of what I was talking about in terms of the resources that we're spending right now. We have to look at where our taxpayer dollars are going. Are they going towards the things that are going to result in greater student achievement levels for kids? And outfitting kids with the technology that they need could be one way that we could do that.
Let's take a quick look at the state rankings, Michelle, from the American Legislative Exchange Council. Massachusetts, Vermont, and New Jersey rank at the top, while Louisiana, South Carolina, West Virginia all rank at the bottom. Now, the ranking goes to 51 because D.C. School District is counted separately. So some parents are actually moving their kids from one state to the other just because of the schools. They're picking up their whole family, Michelle, in doing this. I mean, do you think this is a good idea? Should parents leave? Or do you think maybe they should try and stick around and help fix the school that's in their community?
Well, look, it's the reality that parents face when you are looking at your kid and you know that they're going to school every day and not getting the kind of education that they deserve. Then you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're getting that. And if you are moving neighborhoods or you're moving even into a different state, that's what parents are willing to do. But I think you're absolutely right that part of what we have to do as an entire nation is think about how we can get engaged and get involved in actually changing the laws that exist right now that aren't serving kids.
Many cities, it seems, are cutting teachers because of the cost. I mean, the average teacher makes just over $57,000, according to the NEA. Is that a problem, do you think? I mean, are teachers considered to be making too much money?
I don't think teachers are making too much money. I don't think that's the problem at all. In fact, I think that the effective teachers in this country aren't making nearly enough money. I think the problem is that we have to differentiate. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of teachers in this country who are absolutely amazing. They do incredible things for children, and they should be recognized and rewarded and valued for their work. And there are other teachers who are not making the grade. They're not producing the gains in student achievement that we need for our children. For those teachers to be paid the exact same amount as our effective teachers makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. We have to engage in a system where we're looking at teachers as individuals, not as interchangeable widgets, all who should be paid the same amount of money and should be treated absolutely the same, because they're very, very different.